Alright guys, it's Joe from Canoe Bushcraft. Basically I've got a 2-day paddle coming up soon, canoe trip, in my the little 12-foot that I built. I've used it a few times since the last time that you saw a video of it. I'm still very happy with it, the size of it. I mean, it's so light. And it's quite responsive and stuff like that. But what you got to remember with the canoes and stuff is the shorter they are, the slower they are. So the longer the canoe, you're going to get more speed out of it. So there's a lot more paddling skills, and a lot more effort going into it on a long distance, because it's only 12 foot. Ideally sort of 16, 17 foot canoe. It's less strokes, because the tracking on it is just so much better because of the length, so you get a lot more speed up. With smaller open canoes, it's a bit like kayaks, because they're quite short. The idea of a kayak is you've got a double-ended blade. The reason being is because you're constantly correcting yourself as you're paddling. And with open canoe, because you're only using one blade, you use a stroke called a J stroke, which is literally the shape of a J. So as you're drawing it forward, pulling it towards you, that's your power, and at the very last minute you're doing the bottom part of the J, and this then corrects the front, the bow, whatever you want to call it, of the canoe. So you're doing that constantly, and I did find it quite tiring after, until I actually got used to do the boat itself, because each canoe, especially the timber ones, they've all got their own little personal little quirks, how they react. Some are quite lively and stuff, but I reckon with a couple of days worth of kit, where it's more laden in the water, it a larger volume of the boat itself will be sat further in the water, which will give me more traction, if you like. So so for tracking, it'd be a lot easier. But no, apart from that, that's the only thing I can, the only fault with it really. Well, it's not a fault, it's just the way it is, because it's only 12 foot long. There's pros and cons to it. I mean, it's light as you like, and for turning, it's really easy to manoeuvre. But yeah, just that long haul tracking, you've really got to take your time, slow down a little bit, which I don't mind. The whole part of me, my whole thing of me going out doing this kind of lark is just to chill out and enjoy everything, and all the scenes, the smells, the sounds and all the rest of it, just totally relax from the everyday working type thing and everyday life, But no, it's I am happy with it. So, and it's also got the sealed bulkheads, and I've recently completely capsized it and submerged in shallow water, obviously. Completely sunk it, well, tried to sink it. Yeah, it won't sink because of the sealed ends, but I needed to make sure that they were 100% sealed, and I'm pleased to say they are. They don't let any water in at all. The only mistake I did make is I eat fruit and stuff, and whenever I go out I take a lot of oranges, bananas, stuff like that. I don't know if you've noticed, I mean, if you put them in like a zip bag, I mean, after a few hours it's sweaty, and where I've had them loose in the bulkhead, because I don't like putting them in bags, because I've made a mistake in the past where I've put them amongst all my other food food stuff, and they've then tainted the rest of the food. Even if the food's in packets, I've found, like oranges and stuff, citrusy things, even banana, is you can kind of taste it everywhere, so I kind of try and keep them loose, and when I've had them loose in the bulkhead, it's been hot. You get like a sweat coming off of them, which it isn't going to flood it or anything, but yeah. So I would just probably leave them loose in a loose bag, hanging on one of the gunnels, I think, in the future. So anyway, I'm going to go through my loadout for for the couple of days away, which will be in about a week or two's time. I'm going to be doing it. So I'm just going through some kit you've probably seen before on some of my videos, and some you probably haven't. So right, I'm going to start off with my cooking kit and food kit. I haven't got any food out, but you know, I'm going to be taking a couple of days worth of food. I enjoy eating and I'm not going to go silly with it. Some of it'll be, the foods I'll be taking will be a mixture of wrap packs and off the shelf supermarket type foods, do you know what I mean? And hopefully, well, I'll be on the coast anyway, so I will be eating what I can find, you know, a few seaweeds, you know, shellfish, hopefully maybe catch one or two fish over the couple of days, hopefully. So yeah, so I'm going to go through my cook kit and how I would. Cool, probably not going to see me, but I'm out of shot. Okay, I've got one of these plastic barrels which are completely watertight. They're great bits of kit for canoeing. I mean, I'm not sure how many litre this is, but I'm guessing it's got to be around 65, maybe a bit more. I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure. This isn't the screw cap lid, because what I've found with those in the past is even on river trips, if you get dirt or mud, anything like that within the thread, they can be a bugger to open up again, because they'll get stuck, you know. And also sand, obviously, get that in there, it's a pain. These pull on and off, but they're quite a tight seal. You've got the metal snap ring on it, yeah, which goes, it seals the seal just there, which is fine. And the other nice thing about this is it's got the let's just bugger that off over there a minute. It's got the nice handles on here as well, so you know, moving it about is fine, it's great. And I can get all my cook kit in there, food source in there. I can even have a little, you know, a few bits and bobs like spare clothes in there, and all my cook kit and everything goes into like dry bags within that. I know it's not going to leak, but it's just easier to grab a dry bag, and I know what's in that dry bag. So it's, you know, if I can't have a fire, I've got my honey stove, you know, with me. I know that's going to be in there, and so on. So yeah, ideal bit of kit. Also my food source will go in there, my dry foods and whatever, tinned food and all that sort of stuff. And the other cool thing about this is, because I don't tie, there's only a couple of tiny things that I will actually lash to my gunnels, because my gunnels has got like a 10 to 12 mil spacer between the inner gunnel and the outer gunnel, so I can lash stuff down to it. I mean, I'm not going to hit any white water, and even if the surf is up in the area that I'm going, the type of beach it is that I'll be landing on isn't really a surf beach. There's no obstructions, it's quite a smooth seabed to it, if you like. So there won't be any dumpers or anything like that, you know, and yeah, so no problemo. But if I am out at sea or anything like that, or on a big lake, or you know, even people that go do all the locks and stuff, these are great because you basically got a massive, great big flotation aid there. You know, you've got handles on it, even though you've got a buoyancy aid on. I mean, you can just swim to that and grab hold of that, and that's basically, you can drag, say, the majority of your main core of your body out of the water onto that and just kick with your legs, you know. So you're not submerged completely, you know, to retain some body heat and stuff like that, which is really important depending where you are and the time of year and so on. You know, from my experience of like rivers and locks and lakes and stuff like that, it doesn't matter what time of year it is, it's going to be bloody cold, you know. The seas are, you know, this time of year, even though our extended winter is now June apparently, it can be cold, but because the water's constantly moving, it is actually a little bit warmer. You know, I say it's moving. It's not moving like a river, if you like, where it's constantly flowing fast. If you imagine a big bath, that's an ocean, isn't it? You know, the moon pops up and pushes all that water over that end, and then it just slops backwards and forwards, basically. You know, whereas rivers run for hundreds of bloody miles. You know, constant flow of cold water. Anyway, that's enough of that. Yeah, so my cook kit, I've got some meths, got a little frying pan, good old Crusader cup, zebra belly can, I think it's the 12cm. I mean, a lot of people neglect this little thing, but it's great for making poached eggs and stuff. You know, it's quite a handy little kit. I've got a little fold up cup, got a mess burner, and I've got some sort of shore heat, which is a bit of green gel, which is ideal. I can always, and like if I can't have an open fire, but I will be able to, but if I can't, or if on the way through I find somewhere else, I can have a quick brew in that, which is lovely jubbly. I have a whole bottle of water ready for a brew in there. I also have a 20 litre water bladder, heavy duty one. That's in the shed at the moment, but you've seen that in a previous video. Great big black thing. You can hang it up, and yeah, that'll be in the boat. This one will be my drinking water for along the trip. And like I said about my gunnels, because I've got those spacing, the mouldy stuff just fits straight in there, so I can clip that to where I'm sat. I can have that clipped to the side of me, and you know, you've seen these little pouches, so you know, I can keep hydrated all the way along. Also, if you're taking this little grill, it's ideal for over the fire. You know, hopefully I do catch some fish, but it's, you know, I can do sausages and all sorts of stuff on that, which is quite handy. It all folds up flat, no weight whatsoever. That'd be shoved in there. And I've also got this little collapsible. It may seem a little bit extreme. Let's see if I can bend that down a bit more. That, it's made of aluminium, and it all concertinas up. You just take these little metal rods out each side, you slide them out, and it all just collapses up. And you've got two different heights for the legs, and ideal for a little, you know, bedside table, if you like, or you know, for cooking, keeping stuff off the sand. Sand's a bugger for getting in your food. You know, all of a sudden you're enjoying it, and all of a sudden you're just crunchy, and you're like, oh god. But anyway, yeah, so that will be going in there. Food will be going in there. I'll probably chuck something else in there, maybe, you know, another little dry bag with, say, some socks in it, that kind of stuff, a pair of gloves, a little beanie hat, something like that. But I mean, it's not going to be stuffed to the brim, but yeah, that'll be in there. But saying that, there's some bulky items which I have got, like my my Arctic sleeping bag, which I'll be taking, British Army one. We all know how massive that thing is. So yeah, I'll see what I can get into it, but I should have ample room. I mean, this will probably only come up to about here, this cooked stuff, food stuff, so you know, I still have quite a few litres left. So basically that's my cooking kit, which will be coming along, and I've also got knives and forks in my utility pack, but you've all seen knives and forks, so I won't go through that. Right, I'll go through my little sleep system, because I've actually bit the bullet and bought one of those firmer mats. I haven't used one for years, but right, I'll go through that in a sec. I'm going to have to do a bit of editing because I'm going to be moving the camera about.